Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we are going to talk about the red flags of marrying an older man, and does reality TV ruin a marriage? Which brings me to my topic today. Carlos is King reality TV show Belle Collective that features LaTrice Rogers and her husband Clifton Rogers has the fans of the show pleading with LaTrice Rogers and her husband Clifton Rogers of 7 years to work on their marriage by walking away from reality TV. And honey, there's this strange myth in these reality TV streets that reality TV ruins a marriage. Now, Carlos King, the producer of Belle Collective, says it like this. He says reality TV does not ruin a marriage. If the marriage had problems before production started for the reality TV show, then what the reality TV show does is it puts the problems on display for everybody to have an opinion about it. In other words, honey, the issues in your marriage are put on Front Street, and now everybody has an opinion on what you should do in your marriage. So fans have been commenting on this season of Belle Collective, pleading with LaTrice to walk away from reality TV because it is ruining her marriage.
What 3 tips do you guys have that you can share with us?
As far as being in a relationship on reality TV, I would say trust each other. Wait, you said 3.
I give 1.
Give your 1.
Number 1, don't let people get in your business telling you stuff like you're working. That's one thing.
She said we gonna leave on a positive note.
Okay.
Let's rewind.
Okay, but that's positive. Keep other people out of your marriage.
Okay.
If another man comes and say something about my wife and I don't need to be with her, he's not good for me. I got to get him the element out of my life, or we're not gonna have a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So people come between me and her, they need to be rooted up and move to the next state, like Atlanta, out of Mississippi. That's what I look at. And you have a better marriage. I don't care if it's your sister, your mom. If they're not for you, tell you how to do better, give encouraging words, they're not there for you.
And I would definitely say you have to have trust within your marriage. You know, of course, everybody says trust, and we know that that's what's needed. But when it comes to reality TV, you definitely have to have those boundaries, so that trust. And
I ain't said a word. I'm just looking.
Yeah, trust. Nobody coming into your marriage and
need trust.
And for once, say I'm
love, and you need faith.
Okay, we're gonna
now LaTrice Rogers, who is 31 years of age, says that her 51-year-old husband Clifton Rogers, who is 20 years her senior, honey, she says that he is known as her little shadow, and that when you see her, you see him. And I mean, that's real cute to say if you're in a healthy relationship. But now, due to recent scenes on the show, fans are saying that LaTrice Rogers is in a controlling marriage, allegedly, and honey, that their marriage is sending all types of red flags, and the way how Clifton is being with his wife is coming off a little extreme. And so one example of this behavior is that Clifton knows LaTrice's location at all times. And in an interview with the producer, Carlos King, LaTrice tells Carlos that when she was out at the nightclub that night, I believe it was like on episode 2 of this season, when she was out at the nightclub with her friend Joshie and another mutual friend, honey, she told Carlos King that she was embarrassed by Clifton's response and actions when he unexpectedly pulled up to the nightclub, which caught LaTrice off guard. But at the same time, her husband knew where she was because he has an app on his phone that keeps up with his wife's location at all times. And even though LaTrice states that, you know, she was embarrassed by her husband's response and actions, she tells Carlos King to know her husband is to love him. And I think their response alone was giving red flags to the viewers, and it was coming off a little extreme. Now, another thing about the club scene is, as LaTrice is giving her take on it, Carlos jumps in by asking LaTrice that it appeared Clifton was so angry at that point on the show that a lot of fans was asking, why is he on level 10? And again, LaTrice, you know, takes up for her husband as well as she should, but LaTrice says that Clifton felt like she was letting her friend Joshie, who stayed with them at that time, that LaTrice was allowing Josh to talk about Clifton in that moment, and that she was choosing Josh over Clifton, and that she values her friend's Josh's opinion over her own husband. But LaTrice stated that that club scene blew up based on an assumption that Clifton made about her friend Joshi, and that Joshi wasn't even invited that night to hang out with LaTrice, that he just so happened to be there, but she was actually there with her other friend. And so in my personal opinion, that club scene and, you know, the way Clifton responded, honey, was totally uncalled for. But it seemed like also that LaTrice was being punished for being defiant against her husband by not telling him that she was going out to a club to hang with a friend. But getting into these comments, one comment reads, LaTrice says this man calls her and they'll sit on the phone while they're working. You know, my man loves me, girl. He trying to keep up with what you're doing. That's control. Another comment says, I was very taken aback by Clifton's treatment of LaTrice. The fact that he did that on camera makes you wonder what he does behind closed doors. LaTrice keeps saying how strong she is of a woman. A strong woman would not have tolerated that treatment. He snatched her up, and that is a huge red flag. You can be a good wife, love your husband, and allow him to lead without being disrespectful in your marriage. I think they perhaps need to take some time away from the limelight and work on their marriage. I wish them luck. Someone else wrote, I did not like Zaddy's treatment of LaTrice. I hope this is not how he treats her on a regular basis. This really needed to be shown. He needs help. There is a difference between taking care of your wife and allowing her autonomy in her life. Some women equate this with he really loves me, but this is not love. And honey, someone else wrote this about Joshi, who is LaTrice's friend, honey, who is LaTrice's worker, as Clifton says. They say that I appreciate Josh giving it to LaTrice straight and honest. There's obviously something going on in that marriage that Josh may have witnessed. Josh is pleading with his friend in his own way for LaTrice to wake up. And so, honey, what I think about all of this is that what the fans of the show are pointing out are real issues in LaTrice and Clifton's marriage. You know, in my opinion, there's a lack of trust, there are insecurities, and there are controlling behaviors. You know, I get it where you can love a person so much that you excuse the bad behavior. You make excuses for that person's behavior by saying, oh, they just act like this way because of this particular reason. But at the same time, you can't be on TV crying to your friend in your own house that you're okay with someone behaving that way towards you. And I get it. You know, Clifton is a man. He's an older man, and he may be stuck in his ways, or that may just be who he is, and that's fine. But I also want my friend to just say to me, instead of crying, just say that you're okay with this type of behavior from a person who is stuck in their ways, and that you've learned to love that person for who they are. So before I wrap this video, how do you feel about LaTrice sleeping in a separate bedroom to get a peace of mind from her husband, who stays on the phone with her all day while she is out of his sight? She couldn't even answer her friend's Joshi questions. Are you happy, friend? As she fought back the tears in her eyes to even unpack what happiness may mean for her. And it seems she can't hang out with her good friend Joshi because Clifton would feel like LaTrice and Joshi are talking about him behind his back. So y'all, those are my comments. Those are my thoughts. Leave yours in the comment section of this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.